it's an interesting thing. Like I'm noticing, like some people in life, like they have issues with people around them. Like people are just triggered, and like whether it is someone you love, whether it's someone you're working with, your relatives. A lot of people who are watching my streams, they share their story. Like, hey, I've been abused by my family members. They're narcissists, psychopaths, sociopaths, and they share their stories. One of the things, like I was doing a session yesterday, I think, and it's like this person comes into your life. Like for example, like here's a person coming into my life, and it seems like this person is like a trigger bomb everywhere I go. It seems like I have feelings like, damn, I want to help. This is so good, and like I really like it, and feels like there's some purpose. Like I want to help that person. I feel like there's this big need or a goal, and I'm feeling connected to this person. But a person like ends up like fucking me up 8 ways from Sunday, like seems like to be there to like stop my career, my business, my other things, my love life, just like stuff like that. So basically, I'm looking at the client stuff, and it's this kind of scenario, like where people connect, and they feel this mass relationship where they're either in love or they want to help out each other, they want to help each other grow, and there's like this deep connection, and at the same time they're fucking each other up. So one part is like alien love, but from what we know from like Lorgan and other people, but there's another thing like where there's this consciousness, like there's two different beings. One person is like who has the body and consciousness here, and then there's another consciousness hunting one of those, and basically like an energy form just like merges within like an overlay, and now the person sort of becomes kind of controlled, affected to the point where his ideas are not his anymore, his feelings, his like urges, different things are not his, and now the whole energy, the whole relationship is fucked up. The point where you feel like you're in love or something, you want to help out, and the person you know from the past lives change like that, and you're like, what the hell? And your whole life you're being sort of like messed with. So like I'm working throughout the session and zooming out like this, like tracking down this consciousness. Like I'm like, what's the problem? Like, and I was like sort of focusing on the other person, but I'm still like, it's not the person who's sort of like at fault or who's causing all these things. And the bigger thing, like I was like looking, okay, like so who's like above the hierarchy? And I'm looking like, okay, so I'm seeing like some Anunnaki, like reptilians, some mantis and stuff like that. But even then, I feel like they're not the ones, and I have to like really zoom out. And I'm looking into this like massive like the void and the space, the planets, and I know it's here. I sense it, but I don't see it. And I'm like, the void. It is the void. Like so, basically,
the void.
It is the void. But at the same time, it becomes the planet, and at the same time, it becomes a star and different things. And I'm like, what? And boom, it is the consciousness who can shift the attention and focus and become absolutely everything and nothing at once. And eventually this being was targeting a client we were working with, because it's like, you're working with someone that you love, that you feel this strong connection, but at the same time you feel fucked up in every possible way. And the person that you're connected with is controlled by someone else. And you think like the problem is here, but it's behind. It's someone who's controlling the person. So like that was like the session I did, and it was like really interesting to see, like like a lot of times what we're seeing is what we're focusing on, but there's a whole lot more that we might miss. And sometimes we're blaming all the ETs when it's just like another being targeting you and want to fuck you up. So there's that. Like I just wanted to mention it because it's an interesting sort of subject, and for people who have like relationship problems, it's a thing. So there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's just a whole lot with the interference, ETs, entities, demons, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
It is the multiverse, and the consciousness within is just incomprehensible in that way. The kind of work we've been doing, we've been seeing more specifically what the entity phenomena is and how it affects different people, and even why.
Yeah.
Why is it doing that? And what I find really fascinating about it is that there's not just one me here. There's alternate realities, parallel universes, and there's even other me in the physical world right now running around. It's like kind of like doppelganger, or not really, but it's the wrong word. But you have another you that could be walking around in this world. But when it gets to the good, the bad, the right, and the wrong of it, that's perspective. It's you're not bad because you eat chicken, unless you ask a chicken.
Chicken's like, fuck you, motherfucker.
yeah.
Hating you now.
Yeah. So anyway, it's deep stuff, man.
Yeah, and also like in the session I was doing, like sort of like zooming out, like sort of like just looking into the words, like how did it all start? Like why is this being targeting the person? Like what's the issue here? And basically, it all starts with the consciousness, just like two beings trying to like create multiverse together, and they're like having fun and just creating together, and their goal is to create something together. So creating planets, creating like galaxies, creating civilizations and other things, and eventually like okay, had enough. I want to experience life right now. So instead of creating, just they want to go in and like just have a different form, have different feeling states. And it's like one person leaves, and you're like, hi, and you don't feel that good, and you feel sort of betrayed, like the person left me, and now they're all angry. And end up being like a stalker. So wherever that person goes, like the client, you know, like
now the one that stayed, and one that left.
Yeah.
The one that stayed, they were both creator beings creating together.
Yes.
And did one of them chose to go in and play?
Yes.
And the other one chose not to?
Yes.
And so which one was kind of upset about it? This one would say, hey, where are you going in? Or was this one like, hey, why didn't you come with me?
Yeah.
Which
so
one?
so the client is the one that goes in to experience life.
Yeah, okay.
The stalker is the one that stays,
Okay.
but is disappointed about it and feels like like the kind of relationship like best friends forever or something. I don't want to leave you, and they end up like going wherever you go because without you they have nothing to do.
Analogy.
Yeah.
Two game creators, you know, like they're gonna create an online game. They're both programmers. They both get it, and they're really fast, and they have fun. Hey, let's create this game. And so you build the environment. You know, you got a whole company called, you know, Salty Dog or whatever.
Yeah, Salty Dog.
Rockstar Games or something like that. But it's just two guys or two people.
Yeah.
And they fall in love.
Aww.
Yeah. But now they're creating universes. Oh, this game, and one of them get, you know, this is a really good game. I'm gonna go play. And so one goes into the game, and they want to go, but this one didn't want to play in the game. This one was building the game. And this is, hey, I built the motherfucker. I'm going to play in it. And then this one got all stalkery on her.
Yeah.
And then,
it's like, you know, like the puppy who is like, where's my master? And you keep following someone. But not the good version. Not the good version. There's still love there. but yeah, it was like interesting to see how, you know, like, you have someone close to you and you feel like the person, like, you know, you two, like these people had a very close relationship together and they've been in past lives together.
Yeah.
But there's the third party who's been with you in some other lifetime and he's jealous. Like no one else is getting close to you. So they sort of like, it's not possession, but they can influence the person. They can influence what kind of thoughts they're going to have, what kind of feelings are going to arise. And this person sort of like shifts and changes because now they're being sort of like more affected. And you feel like the relationship is going like really weird. And you feel like all fucked up. So like just having these like awareness of what's going on, like the whole issue, and being able to sort of like pull it out, like, you know, like asking, like, it's literally like giving the session for the other being who's now a stalker, like, okay, like, why are you doing this? Like, oh, I'm just like really lonely and like I feel like I'm betrayed. Really? Like, have you ever tried finding the other version of the same being? No.
Have you ever tried getting a life? No.
No. Pretty much, you know. So it's like really like just like sort of like, okay, there's another free version of the same person that you're in love with. You can have a life there. Just go find them. And they're like, oh, okay. All of a sudden, a light bulb goes on, like moves out, and like done.
Okay, so you had like a conversation with the being and kind of helped them see the light and an alternative.
Yeah. And it's like, it's really interesting because there's like a lot of like people I'm working on that they have like relationship problems, or like simply, it's not specifically like lovers, but simply a relationship with any kind of person, any kind of connection is sort of like hard, and people feel like they're isolated, they have no one to connect to, no one to talk to, they feel all alone because the people they get close to are all sort of like messed up by the third party. And the third party is making sure like you're all going to be alone because you're dangerous when you connect with people. Because when you connect with people, you feel happy, you're doing good, and then, you know, they see what kind of things that you can get if you get your needs satisfied, and that's dangerous. So they want to like target you and like sort of mess you up in other ways. So it's like it's a very common theme in the sessions of giving. Like it's really interesting to watch these things and be aware of it, because now, you know, for other people, if they just knew, like, you know, you have a relationship problem, but you're thinking about the person, about the beingness, but not the real deal that you're not seeing yet. And that's the thing. So like for me, it's like really interesting.
Okay.
So just wanted to share that.
Yeah, good. That's good stuff. Hey, side question. Mm-hmm. I wanted to ask you about the whole up here in the corner.
Yeah.
Up there at the top, it's got Tanya subscriber.
Uh-huh.
Now, and I see power. You know, I see people that. What is that? Is that real time? Is that today or is that last week?
Okay.
The top
so
one?
basically, it's showing the recent stuff, and for example, like Power and John like donated like the last time I streamed, and just today we got Lenny.
As a subscriber?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
just
So everything is at the bottom right here will be like the recent stuff, and every time someone like does something, then they're gonna go up, and the new person will appear at the bottom.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.